It began with one woman. In the summer heat of 1518, she stepped into the streets of Strasbourg and started to dance. No music, no celebration, just movement, wild, relentless, and unstoppable. Within days, dozens joined her, then hundreds. They danced until their feet bled. Some collapsed, some died. This wasn't a festival. It was a mystery, a plague. And to this day, no one knows exactly why it happened. Today, we dive into one of history's strangest events, the dancing plague of 1518. It started in July in the Holy Roman Empire city of Strasbourg, now part of modern-day France. A woman named Frau Trophea walked into the street and began to dance. Not joyfully, not gracefully. She danced with a kind of desperation, as if compelled by something unseen. She kept going for hours, then days. Eyewitnesses said she looked exhausted, but couldn't stop. Within a week, more than 30 people had joined her. By the end of the month, the number had grown to over 400. They danced in courtyards, alleys, and public squares. Some screamed, some wept, some collapsed from sheer exhaustion, and some died of heart attacks, strokes, or sheer fatigue. The authorities were baffled, but instead of stopping the dancing, they tried to help it along. The city council believed the dancers were afflicted by hot blood, a fever of the body and soul. Their solution? Let them dance it out. They cleared a space in the city square, built a wooden stage, hired musicians, even brought in professional dancers to keep the rhythm going. It was a surreal scene, a city trying to cure a plague by encouraging it. But the dancing didn't stop. It intensified. People collapsed in the streets. Some reportedly danced for days without rest. The death toll rose. Panic spread. Eventually, the authorities reversed course. They banned music, shut down the dancing areas, and sent the afflicted to a shrine in the mountains, hoping prayer and isolation would break the spell. Slowly, the dancing faded. But the mystery remained. So what caused the dancing plague? Historians and scientists have debated for centuries. Here are the leading theories. Ergot poisoning, a fungus that grows on damp rye and produces LSD-like effects. It can cause hallucinations, convulsions, and mania. But ergot usually causes twitching and pain, not coordinated dancing. Mass hysteria, a psychological phenomenon where stress and fear manifest physically. Strasbourg had just endured famine, disease, and religious upheaval. The dancing may have been a collective breakdown, a kind of trance born from trauma. Religious fervor. Some believe the dancers were caught in a spiritual crisis, fearing divine punishment. Dancing was seen as a form of penitence, an uncontrollable urge to purge sin. Neurological disorder. Others suggest epilepsy or chorea, a disorder that causes involuntary movements. But again, the scale and duration of the event make this hard to explain. In truth, no single theory fits perfectly. The dancing plague remains one of history's great medical mysteries, and it wasn't an isolated case. Similar outbreaks occurred in medieval Europe, in Aachen, Cologne, and even the Netherlands. But Strasbourg's was the largest and most deadly. Today, the dancing plague is a reminder of how fragile the line is between body and mind, between culture and crisis. It shows us that history isn't just wars and kings. It's people, overwhelmed by forces they couldn't understand. It also reveals how societies respond to the inexplicable. In 1518, the answer was music and movement. Today, we might reach for medicine, psychology, or social media. But the core question remains. What happens when stress, fear, and belief collide? The dancers of Strasbourg didn't ask to be remembered. But their story endures, strange, haunting, and unresolved. Thanks for listening to 5 Minutes of History. If this episode made you raise an eyebrow or tap your foot, subscribe and share.